Have you ever wondered what truly awaits you when you cross the threshold of 80? It's not just the smiling birthday photos or the slow mornings with a cup of coffee, but the quiet, profound changes that few talk about. Life after 80 is a new chapter, where wisdom intertwines with loss, joy mingles with loneliness, and each day carries a meaning you must discover for yourself. But if you're not prepared, these realities can catch you off guard, leaving you wondering, why didn't anyone warn me about this? In today's video, we're diving into 5 painful truths about loneliness and aging after 80. Not to scare you, but to bring clarity, helping you understand and prepare. We'll explore how the connections you cherish begin to fade, how your body no longer responds as it once did, the creeping dependence that feels uncomfortable even when it's necessary, the sting of being overlooked by the world, and the cost of letting time slip by without finding new purpose. Stay with us until the end, because while these truths may feel heavy, they also open a door to resilience, acceptance, and the chance to shape your final years with a dignity only you can define. Let's embark on this journey together with open eyes and open heart, and a spirit ready to face what truly happens after 80. You've come this far. Now it's time to move forward with strength and meaning. Number 1, your social circle quietly fades. After 80, a subtle but painful reality emerges. The people who once formed the heart of your world begin to drift away. It's not that they stop caring, but life pulls them down different paths. Close friends pass away, neighbors move, and calls from children or grandchildren dwindle, replaced by hurried texts or occasional holiday cards. It feels like a home once filled with laughter now echoes with silence. The phone stops ringing. Invitations for coffee or dinner become distant memories. And though love remains, the distance of time and life can make you feel like you're standing alone on the sidelines of the world. Think of Eleanor, 83, a woman who was once the soul of family gatherings. Every Sunday, her home brimmed with laughter, stories of her grandchildren's childhoods, and the warm aroma of freshly baked cookies. But last year, her sister passed away, and close friends drifted off due to illness or distance. "I still wait for the doorbell to ring," Eleanor shared, her voice trembling. "But now I often eat dinner alone, staring out the window, wondering where everyone went." That moment isn't just loss. It's a deep void in the heart, where relationships that once lit up your life now linger as faint shadows. But here's the truth. You don't have to endure this loneliness passively. You can be the one to spark new connections. Try calling an old friend, not for a long chat, but just to say a simple hello. Join a community group, a painting class, a book club, or a prayer circle at church. Write a handwritten letter, a small gesture that carries profound meaning in these final chapters of life. You can open new doors. Start with small steps, like joining a group or sending a note, to keep those threads of connection alive, to keep loneliness from winning. You've built a life full of meaning. Now it's time to weave new relationships into it. Number 2, your body no longer bounces back. As you reach 80, your body becomes a stranger, no longer as agile or resilient as it once was. Minor aches, like a sore back or fatigue after a busy day, now linger stubbornly, sometimes refusing to fade. A small fall, a cold, or a sleepless night can shift the rhythm of your life forever. The resilience that once lifted you after every stumble in your youth now moves slowly, as if your body is rewriting the rules without your consent. Consider Henry, 82, a man who took pride in fixing cars and carrying heavy boxes without help. One winter morning, he slipped on an icy path. No broken bones, just a bruised knee, but the weeks of rest that followed left him noticeably weaker. "I thought I'd be back to normal soon," Henry shared, his voice heavy with regret. "But every step now feels like a reminder that I'm not the same." That fall didn't just hurt his body, it shook his confidence, making him hesitate to step outside as he once did. What makes this stage so challenging isn't just the physical limits, but the unpredictability. You can do everything right, eat healthily, exercise regularly, sleep well, but a sudden dizzy spell or a persistent cough can land you in a doctor's office, hearing words like monitoring or hospitalization. Recovery isn't just a good night's sleep or a few days rest anymore. It can stretch into months, and sometimes you don't fully return to how things were. Your balance may falter, your breathing may take more effort, and activities that once brought joy now feel like challenges. Yet this is where you can find light in the shadows. Instead of fighting your body, learn to walk alongside it. Listen to its signals. A pain is a reminder to slow down. A tired day is a cue to rest more. Caring for your health isn't just a routine, it's a sacred ritual. Try nutrient-rich meals like vegetable soup or salmon to nourish your body. Join gentle exercise classes like yoga or short walks in the park to keep your body flexible. And don't hesitate to see a doctor when needed. That's not weakness, it's wisdom. The truth is, your body may no longer be the youthful friend it once was, but it's still the home of your spirit. Honor it by adjusting your pace, choosing suitable exercises, and caring for it like a loyal companion. Every slow step, every intentional rest is how you keep the flame within you burning bright. Number 3, needing help, even when you don't want to. One of the toughest challenges after 80 is realizing you can't do everything alone anymore. Tasks that were once instinctive, like reaching for a box on a high shelf, carrying heavy grocery bags, or driving in the rain, now feel like small mountains. You might grip the handrail tighter, check the weather more carefully, or pause before tasks you once did without thinking. Independence, something you've cherished your whole life, takes on a new meaning, and needing help can feel like losing a part of yourself. Think of Dorothy, 85, a woman who lovingly tended her garden, pruning each rose with pride. But one day, reaching for a watering can on a high shelf, she felt dizzy and nearly fell. She wasn't hurt, but that moment made her realize she wasn't as nimble as before. "I didn't want to tell my daughter," Dorothy confessed, her voice thick with emotion. "I was afraid she'd think I wasn't strong anymore. But when I asked for her help, she just hugged me and said helping me was a joy." The discomfort of needing help isn't just physical, it's emotional. You've spent decades caring for family, friends, even strangers. Becoming the one who needs support can make you feel like a burden or lead you to hide your struggles, like skipping a grocery trip because the bags are too heavy or trying to fix a leaky faucet despite trembling hands. But here's what you need to understand. Asking for help isn't giving up. It's a courageous act, a way to protect your freedom. Start with small changes. Install a grab bar in the bathroom for safer showers. Ask a loved one to carry heavy bags. Use tools like a kitchen stool or a medication reminder to ease the load of daily life. These don't diminish your worth. They help you live the way you want. The bravest thing you can say at 80 might be, "I need a hand." That's not weakness, it's wisdom, preserving your dignity and opening the door to more years of freedom. You're not someone who needs rescuing. You're a treasure trove of experience, a flame still burning bright, and those who help you are simply becoming part of your vibrant story. Let them join your journey, and you'll see that support doesn't make you smaller, it lifts you up. Number 4, feeling overlooked by the world. As you cross the threshold of 80, a heartbreaking truth becomes clear, not from your body or memory, but from how the world sees you, or rather, fails to see you. It's the moment you walk into a store and the cashier smiles at the person behind you as if you're merely a shadow, or when a doctor speaks to your child instead of asking you directly about your health. These moments, though small, leave a deep mark on your heart because no matter how many years you've lived, you still crave to be seen, heard, and recognized as part of this world. Think of William, 86, a former history teacher who once inspired hundreds of students with stories of the past. He loved sharing his knowledge, especially at the local library, where he often answered questions about World War II. But one day, when a group of students came to the library for research, they asked a younger staff member about the very topic William could recount from personal experience. "I was standing right there," William shared, his voice heavy with sadness, "but they looked past me as if I were part of the old bookshelf." That moment wasn't just being overlooked. It was a reminder that the world, with its hurried pace and obsession with youth, sometimes forgets the value of those who've lived through decades. This feeling of invisibility doesn't come from malice. It's the unintended oversight of a society chasing the new, the fast, and the modern. A restaurant server might assume you can't hear well, so they speak louder or address your companion instead. A stranger on the street might not notice that your slow steps carry a wealth of experience. But the most painful part is when you start believing in that invisibility, when you quietly shrink back, stop speaking, stop sharing, because you think your voice no longer matters. Yet you don't have to accept being forgotten. You are still a flame, not a piece of furniture gathering dust in the corner. Stand up and claim your presence. Share your story, whether with a neighbor or in a community group. Ask questions when a doctor overlooks you. Your voice still carries weight. Get involved in an activity like volunteering at a local school or voting in elections to remind the world you're still here. You are a living library, a witness to time, and every word you speak, every story you tell, is a precious gem the world needs to hear. Try this. The next time you're at a store, smile and strike up a conversation with the cashier, or write a letter to a local newspaper, sharing your perspective on a community issue. I once heard about an 88-year-old woman named Helen who started teaching an informal history class at her community center. At first, she thought no one would care, but soon her room was filled with young people eager to hear her stories about the 1960s. I realized I wasn't invisible, Helen said. I just needed to step into the light. You can do that too. Every time you speak up, you remind the world and yourself that you are still an essential part of this greater story. Number 5, the risk of regret without purpose. As you venture deeper into your 80s, a strange quiet settles in. It's not just the stillness of an empty house or a sparse calendar, but a void within you. The busy days of work, raising children, or building a career are long gone, leaving space for reflection. That space can be a gift, a chance to look back on your life with gratitude. But if you're not careful, it can also become a hiding place for quiet regrets, those what-if questions echoing in your mind. What if I'd spent more time with loved ones? Or, why didn't I take that chance when I had it? Listen to Alice's story. At 87, she was a dedicated nurse for 40 years, proud of helping hundreds of patients. But after retiring, she felt a lingering emptiness she couldn't quite explain. When my schedule wasn't full anymore, I started thinking about what I missed, Alice shared, her voice tinged with introspection. I wished I'd traveled more or simply called my sister more often when she was still alive. These regrets aren't loud, bursting forth with tears or obvious pain. They creep in quietly during long afternoons when you sit alone, looking back at missed opportunities and wondering, what am I living for now? This reality isn't talked about much. We celebrate the freedom of aging, the joy of grandchildren, or the peace of quieter days. But when your calendar is empty, when the roles that once defined you, worker, caregiver, leader, are gone, you might feel your purpose fading. And if you don't find a way to redefine it, those regrets pile up, like small stones weighing down your heart. But here's the good news. Purpose never retires. It just changes shape. You may no longer lead a team, but you can inspire your grandchildren with stories of your life. You may not have the strength for grand endeavors, but a smile to a neighbor or a heartfelt piece of advice can transform someone's day. Try small things. Teach a child how to bake, write a journal about your life's lessons, or join a volunteer group to support your community. Purpose isn't about big achievements. It's about the moments you bring light to others and to yourself. After months of grappling with that emptiness, Alice began writing letters to young nurses at her old hospital, sharing her experience and advice. I thought I had nothing left to give, she said, but those letters gave me a reason to get up each morning. You can find that reason too. Ask yourself, what can I do today, however small, to make a difference? Every small act is a brick in building a new purpose, turning regrets into opportunities to live more fully. Reaching 80 is no small feat. It's a milestone marked by a life full of love, challenges, triumphs, and losses. The 5 realities we've shared, from shrinking connections, a body that no longer recovers quickly, reluctant dependence, feeling forgotten, to the risk of regret, are not walls blocking your path, but turns in the road you're traveling. Facing them doesn't make you weak. It proves you're strong enough to stare truth in the face, brave enough to keep walking, and wise enough to find meaning in every day. You are not alone in this journey. Not in the quiet afternoons when you reminisce about days gone by. Not in the moments you question your worth. And not in the dreams still burning in your heart. The good news is, even at this age, you still have choices. You can choose connection, whether through a brief phone call or a smile to a stranger. You can choose rest, not out of weakness, but because you value your body. You can choose to speak up even when the world doesn't listen, and you can choose to forgive yourself for what you didn't do, to celebrate what you've accomplished. Your 80s are not the end. They are the deepest chapter of your life story, where every moment carries weight, every small gesture can create ripples, and every day is a chance to leave a mark. You are a torch, not only lighting your own path, but illuminating those around you. Walk forward with patience, kindness, and the belief that you still have so much to offer the world. Thank you so much for joining us in this video. If you found these insights meaningful, please hit the like button, share this video with loved ones, and subscribe to our channel with the notification bell to stay updated on future content. Your support helps us bring these messages to more people, building a community that values the beauty of aging. We want to hear from you. In the comments below, share one thing you learned from this video or a personal story about how you're facing the challenges of your 80s. Your story could inspire countless others. And if you have ideas to make our content even better, please let us know. What topics would you like us to cover in our next video? Your feedback is our motivation to create more meaningful content. Thank you for being here, and we can't wait to see you in our next video.